Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we're setting the stage for a truly epic culinary battle, the fast food fish wars. I mean, whether you're observing a seasonal tradition, like Lent, or you just suddenly get this massive craving for a crispy filet, the drive-through sea is fiercely competitive out there. But, how do these massive chains actually stand out? Today, we're going to look at the undisputed reigning champion of the fish sandwich world, and then we'll analyze exactly how three very distinct challengers are trying to steal the crown. Let's get right into it.
But right before we size up those challengers, we gotta start with a fundamental question. What is the true benchmark for fast food seafood? Seriously, almost every major burger chain has to offer some kind of seafood option, right? But one legendary sandwich essentially started this whole thing. Let's reveal who actually holds the title. Section 1, the benchmark, Filet-O-Fish. Okay, let's dive into this and look really closely at the undisputed gold standard, McDonald's Filet-O-Fish. So introduced way back in the 1960s, McDonald's strategically created this sandwich for a very specific reason. They needed to serve customers wanting a seafood option, particularly those observing Lent. And honestly, it sounds incredibly basic, doesn't it? A breaded white fish fillet, a steamed bun, a little tartar sauce, and literally a half slice of cheese. But the sheer genius here is in the sensory profile. That steamed bun gives it a distinctively soft, pillowy texture, and the flavor is remarkably straightforward. It's exactly this reliable, unchanging simplicity that makes it the absolute benchmark that every single other chain has to measure up against. Section 2, Arby's Crunchy Seasonal Challenger.
Let's move to and see how this builds. So how exactly do you attack the benchmark? Well, Arby's strategy with their crispy fish sandwich is all about sensory contrast. Up against that soft, steamed McDonald's profile, Arby's introduces a crispy sesame seed bun. And instead of generic whitefish, they lean hard into a fleeky Alaskan pollock. Plus, and this is perhaps their smartest move, they add fresh shredded lettuce to introduce this undeniable crunch. Arby's bring this back seasonally, and it offers a distinctly flaky, super crunchy alternative to specifically counter the softer profile of the reigning champ.
Section 3, a sweeter Hawaiian twist.
Now, what's really interesting about this approach is how Arby's doesn't just rely on crunch. They actually deploy a completely different flavor strategy with the King's Hawaiian Fish Deluxe. We still have that crispy fish, the fresh lettuce, and the tartar sauce, but the substitutions they make here, they change the entire game. They swap in a soft King's Hawaiian bun, injecting a decidedly sweet twist. They add fresh tomatoes, and they upgrade the cheese to cheddar. The sweet bread, combined with the sharp cheddar and fresh tomatoes, creates a completely different, much more complex flavor profile. It's just a brilliant example of a brand standing out, not by changing the fish itself, but by completely manipulating the carrier and the toppings.
Section 4, Burger King's Hearty Alternative. Now, Burger King decides to challenge the benchmark with a completely different weapon entirely, sheer size. Enter the big fish. And this brilliantly illustrates their strategy. They aren't trying to win with sweetness at all. While they do include crisp lettuce and a sesame seed bun, their primary differentiator is volume. The big fish features a notably massive breaded white fish fillet. This larger portion is totally engineered to give the sandwich a much heartier, much more filling feel. It proves that sometimes just offering a bigger, heavier alternative is the absolute best way to compete against a legend. Section 5, Comparing the Fast Food Catch.
So, the crucial point is how all of these strategies stack up against one another. When you really step back and look at the landscape, the fast food seafood wars make a whole lot of sense. It's almost like a giant puzzle, and each sandwich is engineered for a very specific craving. You've got McDonald's owning the baseline with its soft, simple, steamed Filet-O-Fish. Then Arby's counters that softness with flaky crunch in their seasonal crispy fish, or they pivot entirely to a sweeter flavor profile with their Hawaiian Deluxe. And then there's Burger King, attacking the benchmark by simply offering a larger, heartier bite. Basically, everyone is looking at that exact same soft, simple benchmark and attacking it from a totally different strategic angle.
Soft and simple, crispy, sweet, or hearty. Which flavor profile actually wins your seasonal fast food allegiance? Now that we've gone through the architectural breakdown of how these major chains engineer their menus, it's pretty clear that ordering a fish sandwich isn't just about grabbing a quick bite. It's about choosing exactly which strategic sensory experience you want to buy into. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. The next time you hit the drive-thru, I really want you to ask yourself, are you just eating a sandwich or are you eating a strategy?